Well, hello there. Well, hello there.
Well, hello, friends. Coach Bob and Coach Vic with you today. The effervescent Coach Vic.
The effervescent Coach Vic.
So turn on your shine there, girl. We're going to do a closeout of 2021 and an opening of 2022. So let's talk a little bit about last year and what the channel did and what we did, and for those who are new to the channel, and let everybody know kind of where we are, what's been going on.
Do you want to start with your subs?
One thing that happened on the channel last year, we grew by about 3,800 subs. We got over 500,000 views last year. The channel's growing. I will say it slammed on brakes here in the last few months, which is a little frustrating. Hopefully the channel's going to pick up, start growing a little bit more. Only time will tell on that, but we're going to keep plugging away either way. Last year was a year fraught with challenge.
A lot of challenge.
And it's not just the challenge of the channel. It was the challenges of life, of the world, of society, and all the crazy stuff that's going on out there.
But we made it through it.
We made it through, absolutely we did. So let's talk a little bit about what we did last year. What was our highlight of last year?
Well, our highlight was going to Maine.
Our highlight was definitely going to Maine. That trip, you know, Coach Vic, we have a little word that we say around here whenever we talk about the Maine trip, and that is potato salad.
PTSD.
PTSD.
I think I have PTSD of riding from the Maine trip because it was so cold. And now, if he even talks about going for a ride when it's cold, I'm like, no. No, it's not that I don't want to ride and that I'm not capable of riding. Right now, my brain's like, no, I don't even want to think about the cold or the rain. I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah, that was tough. That was a hard trip. You know, that trip, it was crazy. A lot of challenges on that trip. You know, we did the Key West part. It was super hot. And then the Spyder was overheating because of a low coolant level. And then we got back, had a few things going on around here, getting the Spyder fixed. Then we went to Maine and froze our butts off.
It was crazy.
Well, we either were sweating or freezing or raining.
Right.
Mainly raining.
Every day, but I think one day.
One day.
But it was a great trip. A lot of you know, a lot to talk about. It was a great experience.
A lot of memories on that trip. That trip was an amazing trip. And we don't live in the past. You know, the year before we did the east to west coast. This time we did Key West to Maine. Next year we got some cool things. We'll be talking about that here in a few minutes. But we don't live in the past. We're not gonna celebrate our past a whole lot. We don't live there. We don't do that all the time.
So our big event was Key West to Maine. You know, we had the Key West trip, which was a beautiful trip. I mean, it was hot. That was another hot trip. But we got to go back to the Everglades where I grew up in, and then we drove down into the Keys, you know, Key West, and then up to the Keys where it's only 2 lanes, and that was. I even went daring for a while because it was so hot without a helmet, which was stupid, but I did, and my hair blew everywhere. It was worse than having a hot helmet. So I did that on one of the bridges, and we couldn't stop to put my helmet back on.
Yep.
But I remember that on the Key West trip.
Yep.
We met a lot of people.
But we're not going to go in any particular order. So the first folks we met were Bob and Barb from Headish World. Make sure you check their channel out. Awesome people. We got to go for a ride together.
Yeah, we met them at the Tallahassee RV park,
yep,
which is right down the street from us. We went for a ride. They got to experience where Coach Bob does most of his worship on wheels. Then we went to dinner, and then Bob left town for a few days, and then we met up with him again.
And we had Louisiana Mike with us.
And had Louisiana Mike with us. So that's another guy that we met, that Bob spent more time with him.
Yeah, Louisiana Mike, he's an awesome guy.
Oh, he froze his
potatoes off.
Yeah,
when we came back,
they rode to where?
We came back from the DeLand Spyder Rally in cold weather and
he was
rain.
shivering when he came in the house.
It was bone
I felt
chilling.
so bad. And then he went to the hotel later that night, and then the next day we had dinner. But then he had to drive back to Louisiana, and it was still cold that day.
Cold.
I felt so bad for him. So Louisiana Mike, if you're watching, I know you made it home okay, but man, I really felt bad for you, how cold you looked and were.
We also met Spyder Wayne. We met him up in Niagara Falls. He is our true Can-Am friend. He's Canadian and American.
Yeah, we went on our Maine trip. We went over to Niagara Falls and met up with him.
Wane, wonderful guy.
And he was a lot of fun to meet.
Wealth of knowledge, just a wealth of knowledge.
Yes.
And Cabinet Man.
He
Cabinet
came into
Man
town.
and Myrna came here. It was awesome.
We went to have ice cream with them. We drove them around also.
Yep. Yeah, we did some of our normal
Riding
Canopy
loop.
road loop.
It was very nice. It was fun meeting. It was fun meeting them
And here
too.
recently we met Kimberly and Tony. Rode with them. Super nice couple. Very bright, very awesome people. Also, Andy from California.
You met in Lake City.
Met him in Lake City. That dude put in over 8,000 miles on his trip.
Crazy.
Awesome, awesome.
And then we met Dave and Jackie.
Yeah, Dave and Jackie. You know, Dave's had some health issues. Be sure to keep him in your prayers.
They came into town, and I don't think we rode with them, but we met them
I
at.
actually rode with them at Daytona Bike Week.
And then we
last
met
year.
them at Rock and Roll Sushi.
Yes.
And had sushi, which was really
Yes,
good.
It was awesome.
And I think that's all we met. And if we left anybody else,
We left you out. Don't get your feelings
whoops,
hurt.
you're
It's
right.
crazy, man.
It's been a long year.
A lot of gifts were sent to me this year. I won't go down the list of people who sent things. Folks get kind of funny about that. Honestly, I've had most people say, you know, Bob, if you would, please don't mention my name. Just accept the gift and
I was
appreciate
going to
you.
send out a thank you gift, but the thing I was going to send, they were out of stock. So I'm working on doing that. But thank you anyway for all the gifts that were sent. We get some hand warmers from somebody.
Yeah.
Can't name the person, but thank you very much. And a lot of fun things Coach Bob got too for the CanAm.
And then, of course, rallies and bike things that I went to. 5 rallies this year. I did Bike-Toberfest. I did Bike Week. I did the DeLand Spyder Rally. I did the Hot Springs Spyder Rally. And I did Thunder Beach, all of which Coach Vic opted out of.
Exactly. And why don't you tell him the little story you had going to Hot Springs, which I'm glad I didn't end up going. He went to Hot Springs right after we came back from Maine. He went to Lake City, and he came back, and then you went to Hot Springs, correct? He had a CanAm faux pas. And
I did.
And I'm glad I wasn't there because he was stuck on the bridge in Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah, the Spyder got a little hot. There was a parking lot in 110-degree heat, and Spyder shut off, cooled off, cranked up. That's how it is sometimes. You just can't sweat those things. But that day was, I think, the longest day. It was over 800-mile day on the way back.
Yeah, you're crazy. He drove a long day. I didn't think he was going to make it home, but I thought I was going to have a day off to myself. But he came home.
A week.
He came home. I'm like, I'm going to have another day to chill and hang out. And he made it home, which I'm glad he made it home. But it was he booked it home in the rain and the heat and the little thingy that happened on the bridge. He still made it home.
Still made it home. And, you know, this year we did not do a lot of accessorizing to the Spyder. You know, of course, we got the Zumo XT, the GPS, and really that's about it.
Right.
Everything else was pretty much what we did preparing for the East to West Coast crossing. The Spyder is in need of a battery. I had to jump it to get it out here today, as a matter of fact. Even sitting on the battery tender, the battery's down to like 9.3 volts. So, yeah, it's done. It's toast.
Now, Coach Bob did something kind of fun this year.
I did.
That doesn't have to do with the CanAm. He went to a track day, which I wasn't too fond of. He went to the one track day here in Tallahassee. You want to talk about that? Because I wasn't there.
Well, it was a great experience. I learned a lot about me. I learned a lot about my limitations and what I am and am not capable of. I've come a long way this year. I would say that my motorcycle riding has probably improved more in the last 365 days than it has in the last 30 plus years.
Because of all the track day experience.
And then the second track day, which I did not run cameras at, was SoCal Supermoto in San Diego.
When we went to visit our son, my daughter-in-law, my daughter, and the grandson in San Diego, they went on a track day, which I wish he would have recorded it because there was so much to record and to look at. Because they went, and me and the daughter, his wife, did not want them to go. And Coach Bob invested a lot of cash in that.
A lot of money
for that day.
Between fees and equipment, I probably had $1,500.
And my son came into town in April and rode the CanAm for the first time. And he's never ridden a motorcycle except when he was like 6, which I was totally against anyway. And then he goes to do track day.
Well, he rode the SB a little bit while I was
he did the CanAm, and they did the Suzuki motorcycle. He rode that, which I was like, So then we get to San Diego, and Bob plans this big old track day. I don't want him doing it, but what can I say? So they go, and then they come back and had a great time. And Robert comes back just frozen, his arms like this. He can't move because he's so cold. And he goes to give Chelsea a hug, and he can't move. And then we realized he wasn't cold. Not at all. His arms were stiff. He kind of like ran off the track and did a upside down wheelie and went boom with his arms.
He jammed his elbows, and we will say that his Troy Lee helmet works.
Well, we found that out, but I will tell you what, he couldn't move his arm for like a week. I mean, for those few days, and it was little Robert's birthday, and so he was supposed to be helping with decorations. He wasn't very useful for a few days. And let's just say, wife probably wasn't happy, but every time one of his friends would come into town and visit, come to the house and visit, oh, that was a story you would
Let me tell you about when I went over the handlebars.
Let me tell you about what I, so I, of course, had to instigate it. So, Robert, let's hear more about the story, you know, to the guys. Want him to brag, and it was bragging rights, and he'll probably brag forever. But thank you, God, that's all that happened to him, because it's scary.
Things happen.
Very scary.
And you know what? He did great too on the track day. It was on our last session. Before we went out for that last session, it was getting cold. The track was everything was cold. You know, the better part of my sensibilities were saying, don't go out the last session, don't push your luck. However, I did not listen to that, as I normally don't, and we went out and a little boo-boo happened. But anyway, he's fine. So it all worked out. It was a good experience for him.
Yeah, and that's something they want to probably do again when you go back out there.
Definitely doing it again.
Yes.
Brian with SoCal Supermoto is the man. Great program out there. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. I want to go to Sling Mods, but traffic and the insanity of Christmas time in Southern California was brutal, and of course with all the stuff going on, it was just getting even crazier. Anyway, we didn't do that.
So we had another trip that doesn't really include us driving on the CanAm. We didn't ride the CanAm. Coach Bob did make a video about it when we went on our anniversary.
Yeah, at Cocoa Beach.
Yeah, he surprised me on an anniversary. We had a very wonderful time there, to a very, very fancy restaurant, fancy food, nice hotel, which I thought I was getting mugged and knocking on the door asking for security or something. I'm like, who does that? And then I look downstairs and there's security people, there's people looking up at the hotel, my room.
An alarm went off in our room.
Something weird happened.
Because when we opened the door, steam developed because the air conditioner was down low, and then the steam from the humidity.
I'm like peeking through the door. Do I trust these people? It was the weirdest thing. So but anyway, and we got to play a game of chess, which he beat me. And we sat out by the pool. It was great. Yes, I had a really nice time.
So what else we got for this year? Anything else?
We had the ambassador incident happen this year.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It seems so long ago, but it was just right behind us.
It was just yesterday. Yeah, the ambassador thing, that was funny. I got a ton of emails. Are you an ambassador? Are you an ambassador? I'm like, nope. Which honestly, I would have to think long and hard, even if I were asked to be an ambassador.
Because you couldn't say all the things you want to say.
I cannot be beholden to anyone.
Right.
It's more important that I be able to just speak my mind and ride what I want to.
Right, and you told me something about Pedal Commander.
Oh yeah, Sling Mods, man, got me the Pedal Commander this year. Thank you, Sling Mods.
Oh, is that the thing that goes really fast?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sling Mods, for the Pedal Commander, the hats, the gift cards, all of those things that you've sent out to us. Sling Mods has been a long-time supporter of this channel. I don't get to talk to Keith out there as much as I would like to. Wonderful guy. Make sure you buy things from Keith out at Sling Mods. Wonderful company, great people.
And another thing, something that Coach Bob was saying, we didn't do anything to accessorize the CanAm this year, but we did accessorize the noggin.
Oh, yes,
I got a new helmet, and Coach Bob was like, you got to get the modular helmet. You have to get the modular helmet because I like to drink my coffee and eat while I'm riding. You know, you go on long rides, I get bored, whatever. Not really bored, but I like to eat. So anyway, I got the modular helmet. That thing is hot.
So here's my question, do you like the modular helmet?
And that thing is heavy.
For a modular helmet, the Neotech 2 is the finest, as far as I'm concerned, the finest modular helmet on the market. However, it is not like compared to Coach Vic's open face, showy.
I like riding with the air in my face most of the time, except when it's cold. You know, the shield's really nice. Now, the modular helmet was nice when it was cold. Then it was so expensive, and I hate to buy another helmet, but Coach Bob might have to get me another helmet and then it leaked when I was in the rain.
You had your vents open.
I never figured out how to get the thing from leaking. I guess he said the vents were open. That drove me crazy. So anyway, that's something I might be thinking about. But he bought a new helmet when he on track days.
Oh, a supermoto.
Oh, I put that on.
helmet.
I'm like, why can't I wear something like this? Not the way it looks, but something that light.
And it's super light. It is, and it's wonderful. It's nice.
So that was something that I had to deal with. Was that modular helmet?
I love mine, by the way.
And the cicadas, the crickets.
Yeah, the what we thought was a blown engine was bugs making a lot of noise.
That
up
was
in, Kentucky.
Very interesting. Now I heard that going through Vermont. I'm thinking there might be something with the CanAm, but I don't want to really say anything. But I heard that same noise in Vermont. It was happening in Vermont, and then we were coming up through
Ohio, and Kentucky, and all that.
And we heard it on the highway. And we're like, that's the weirdest thing. So when we stopped to listen to it, as soon as we turned the engine off, we just started laughing because like, what in the world? It was that loud.
It was hard to believe they could be that loud.
It was
really
unbelievable.
Was. Anything else?
You want to be a YouTube star?
Oh yeah, we ran the You Want to Be a YouTube Star series. I've had a lot of feedback. You know, those didn't get a lot of views, but I will tell you, I've had 20 to 30 people who have started YouTube channel this year that have connected with me who said that those videos were very helpful to them. So I'm glad they were helpful to you. That's what they were put there for. Also, the Worship on Wheels. Worship on Wheels, we started the new channel because of some things that was going on with YouTube. And we'll just leave that at that.
And also, two things. Look out on the first of the month because Coach Bob's been doing his the comment reviews.
You asked for it, you got it.
I hear him making videos throughout the house. So when he asked me to watch the videos, I'm like, I've heard it like 10 times already in different forms. So
why you keep lowering your glasses?
Because it's accentuating that I've already heard it. I haven't watched it, but I've already heard it 10 times. But it's really fun to listen to all the comments that come through and how he responds to them and stuff like that. And he's met a friend, I don't know if you can say his name, that you talked on the phone for like hours one night about filming videos.
602 North.
Yeah. Oh, that conversation, I just laughed. I kept hearing that
wonderful conversation.
Yeah.
It's like talking to a guy you've known your whole life. There are those people you just make that immediate connection with.
Yeah.
And he's one of those people.
I think that's about it, I guess, through the year.
All right, well, let's talk about next year. You know, I want to say, though, thank you for this year. Thank you for making this channel what it has been. One thing I do want to say about last year was hard. Last year was a very hard year, not because of the channel. My mother was ill. We had a lot of illness in the family. My mother ended up dying. It was just a very complex year as far as emotional stuff and craziness.
Right. Not only going to Maine on the CanAm, we actually did 2 trips in the car to San Diego at the beginning of the year and at the end of the year. Yes. And we also went to Virginia to see my mom and dad. So we did a lot of traveling at the end, you know.
We've done a lot
even
of
in the
traveling.
car. So
yeah. We don't catalog every trip we make, but we do a lot of travel. We're on the road a lot.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing, but it's been a very challenging year with extended family health. And it's been tough. It's been a tough year. Anyway, 21 is behind us. 22 is right out there. And I'm the person that likes to look right out that way because nothing back there is going to change what's out there.
So where do you want to go this year?
You know what? I want to do a barber museum trip again. I definitely want to do that. Would you go with me on that?
I've been there. I'm not a doing it twice kind of person.
I'm definitely going to do Bike Week again. I'm going to do Biketoberfest again. Those are things that are on the calendar. They've been on the calendar for a long, long time. I've been to well over 20 of those darn things, and I plan on just keeping going.
Right. I might try to go to one of the rallies this year. Yeah.
Okay.
As long as the weather's nice and.
I also want to do Thunder Beach again this year. That was fun. That was actually very well put together. DeLand Spyder Rally is absolutely a must. Hot Springs Spyder Rally I would like to do again.
Wow.
I would like to do that as I plan another trip.
Right.
We want to do Tail of the Dragon, Back of the Dragon.
So that may be the
Blue
trip
Ridge Parkway. Yeah, we want to do that trip.
That may be the trip of the. That may be the trip we do for our big trip of the year. Like I said, my brain has not thought about motorcycles since the Maine trip. Maybe
but we've got another daughter getting.
And I have a daughter getting married in February, so I'm waiting to get all that behind me, and then I can probably like breathe and go, oh, I really want to go on a motorcycle ride if that's really what I want to do, but I haven't even thought about it, so.
Yeah. So that's part of it, you know, with that. I want to ride through the Badlands. I want to hit that South Dakota area up there. You know what I'm talking about, the Sturgis area. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be during Sturgis Rally. In fact, I would probably prefer it not be during the Sturgis Rally, but I am definitely going to hit that part of the country, if not this year, certainly in the next couple of years. But my goal is to make it up there in 22. It's just something I've wanted to do for my entire life, and I plan on trying to do that. One other goal that I have this year, I want to enjoy the ride more. I enjoy riding unbelievably, but with the things that I had going on last year, it kind of cramped things. It really did. So I don't know if that means I'm going to run the camera more or run the camera less. Right. I don't really know what that means yet, but I'm going to focus more on the ride. If that helps the channel grow, great. And if it suppresses the channel, that's great too. I just got to enjoy the ride.
Right.
And that's important to me, because I never bought this to make a YouTube channel. I bought it to ride it. And I didn't buy the other motorcycles to make a YouTube channel. I bought them to ride them. Mm-hmm. And I plan on buying another motorcycle this year. And when I buy it, I'm buying it to ride it. I'm buying it to ride it. Okay. There it is.
I didn't know he was getting another motorcycle. Uh-oh.
Channel goals. 10,000 subs. I would like to be at 10,000 subs by the end of 22.
Please sub.
I would like for the CB3's Worship on Wheels channel to be at 1,000 subs by the end of the year. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I don't really care about how much money the channel makes or that whole part of it. Although it is nice for it to kind of balance out some of the cost of the channel, which this year, I'm not going to lie to you, the channel was doing very, very well, and then something happened. It was like, and that's when I was telling you, something happened with the YouTube algorithm thing. When I had people calling me going, we're not even getting notifications anymore, Bob. Did you quit posting? The views have literally dropped 60%. The financial side of it was cut in less than half.
That's crazy.
It was overnight. It wasn't like there was a gradual decline. So something weird happened. We don't know what it was. Honestly, I'm not going to fret over it. That's one of the things I told Coach Vic. If you start worrying about the channel all the time, what you'll do is you'll forget that you're actually riding a motorcycle. It was never about any of the YouTube stuff anyway. That's just been a natural thing for me. When COVID hit, I was a professional musician before this, and I love to create. And this is right up my alley, to create. And that's why I do it. I love creating, and I love it when you guys go on the ride with me. So there you have it. So I do want hear an airplane, nice contrail up there. I do want you to go on the ride with me. I do want the channel to grow. I do have goals for it, but it doesn't control whether I'm going to keep creating or not. If the channel died tomorrow, I'm going to continue to create and post, and I don't care what YouTube does, and I don't care if I don't get paid a nickel. I'm going to continue to create.
Or you might just go a few times and just ride and not even film anything.
But I'm going to always create. The Coach Bob 3 channel is not going anywhere.
Right.
It's not going anywhere. And the CB3's Worship on Wheels is not going anywhere.
As long as you're able to create, it'll be there.
So there it is. So we've got some big trips planned for this year. I do want to do more rallies this year. And I want to go to a couple of what I would consider more the hardcore biker rallies, like the Angel Cities of the world. There are a bunch of those in this area that are kind of, I just say they're kind of rough. I want to go to those. I like going to those. It's the grassroots of it. Additionally, I want to do more Spyder rallies because they're small. They're the grassroots of it. The Spyder rallies feel like the motorcycle rallies 20 years ago. Before they were big, before they were avant-garde and cool, riders went to them.
Right.
And that's what made them awesome. And that's what makes the Spyder rallies awesome, is you guys go to them and it's real people who ride. You don't see people, I mean, look, there are folks that are older and there are folks with health issues that trailer their Spyders across the country so they can ride. Mm-hmm. But by and large, Spyder people, they ride.
Right.
They ride. And if they have to ride 500 miles to do something for 2 days, they'll do it. That is really cool. That just
Right.
turns me on, man. I love it. All right, so there you have it. A little bit of last year, a lot of this year, where we're going, where we've been. Please come along for the ride with us.
Did you sneak out of the backyard? Yes, you did.
So I want you to do me a favor, go out,
Buy the motorcycle of your dreams.
eat right,
Take care of yourself.
and remember, if you're not having fun,
You're doing it wrong.
you are definitely doing it wrong. And we will see you on the road.
Real soon.
Yes, we will.
I got that right.
You go seize the day.